All right, so today I'm joined by newly signed heavyweight Caio Machado, coming off a big win on Dana White's Contender Series. How are you, brother?
Hey Jacob, I'm doing great. As I said, big win in the Contender Series. Just got the contract while we worked for all the time, and now it's the big leagues. That was the UFC, so I'm very happy to be here. Very excited to Saturday.
Oh yeah, man. And yeah, we're talking ahead of your UFC debut this weekend at UFC Vegas 82 against Mick Parkin, right?
Yes, that's it.
Right. So right before we get into that, I'd like to just talk about kind of like where you come from a little bit as far as in MMA. You started off in BFL, right?
Yeah, I've been my entire pro career up to the Contender Series being a BFL. I did my debut there back in 2017 with a controversial draw. And then from there, being up and down, but I got a win and lost right away. I went on my first title shot, and then I being on a winning streak. I think I want to say 7 fights winning streak.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that. That's crazy. You got like a draw, a win, and then a loss all your first 3 fights.
Yeah, I went to my 4-5 record 1-1-1.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then what? After your first win, you got the title shot?
Yeah, title
Okay.
was vacant back in the day. Arjun Buder was the heavyweight champion BSL. Title was vacant. There was not much heavyweight on the scene, so they booked me. I was coming to a nice win, so they booked me against Dustin Joyson. That's fight at 1 right now, and we got a decision there. Then a lot of experience from that fight, even with the laws, and from there, I got my game together and was just winning from there.
Okay. So how do you like that? You just got one win, and then they gave you a title shot. Did they know you're really good? Because you didn't even have an amateur background.
So I don't have an amateur background in MMA, but like I've been competing local tournaments and national tournaments for Muay Thai in Brazil. I was by the time I did my debut, I was like 2 times national champion for Muay Thai in Brazil, a couple BJJ titles on white and blue belt. I was starting I think it was more like a lack of heavyweights. I was kind of like put to get beat up by this guy Joyson. That was 5-0, 6-0 or whatever, trying to get into the UFC. So they wanna more post hand and uphanded myself, and I kind of, since when they saw the fight, I give him a hell and almost won. They actually recognized me as a contender, and they gave me the opportunity to go back to the title picture.
Okay. And I guess overall, what was your experience like? Because like you said, it started off maybe they're feeding you to their big guy, but after you beat him, it seems like maybe they started to favor you a little bit and took care of you.
Oh yeah, no. After I lost the fight, but it was a split decision where did most damage, just lacked a little bit of experience. But from that fight over, it was a lot of they treated me like future champion, someone that they want to get the name behind, and work my way up to like another couple of wins, got the belt, and from there a couple of defense on the BFL scene before get the contender shot.
Right. And just before we speak about the Contender Series, had a question. How many fights did you have like that aren't on your record? I'm just curious, like, because you said you won a couple Muay Thai titles. Do you have like 50 fights or something like that?
I have I think 18 or 21 Muay Thai competitions between tournaments, like national tournaments, like small competitions, nothing that goes in the record, everything in amateur scene. So it's been like in some point between 2013, 2015, I was fighting out every other month.
Okay, gotcha. And all right, so now Contender Series. I'd like to just kind of get you from your perspective again on this one, because there is a little bit of controversy, I guess, with how exciting the fight was. They can't all be exciting. So what was your take on that? Like, what kind of happened in that fight?
Like the thing is, like, one of us wants to fight and the other one didn't. That's the thing. It's hard to be exciting when my opponent doesn't want to compete, doesn't want to attack, doesn't want to move forward. He was every second of that fight moving backward or defending. He throw like 15 strikes at me during the entire fight. So it's hard to really look good when I don't have a competition. I did my job. I went there and keep moving, keep trying to get the knockout until the very end. And I think Dana saw it, the matchmaker saw it, and they gave him the contract.
Okay. And like on your end, you were trying to finish it the whole time. Do you think why do you think he was just acting like that? Like, you think he didn't want to get finished by you? You think he was afraid to lose? What do you think it was?
It's hard to tell what goes into those guys' heads when they shout off, but maybe the big show the lights got too bright for him, or the second he felt the power and didn't like to exchange, or he started realizing he wasn't getting his way and he couldn't find the rhythm, and it was always on offensive and couldn't let him relax and think what he wants. Like, could be any of the reasons. That's more up to him. But I think I broke him from the get-go on the face-off. I knew I got into his head, and I plus lights and everything, the opportunity. Like, I came to get the contract, and he did it. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
And that's what makes it, I guess, more impressive when guys do like get these crazy finishes on Contender Series, because that's something nobody really considers, is the big lights coming on to even the Contender Series, and it kind of prepares you guys for the UFC. But after this fight, I'm just kind of curious too, how's training camp been and everything like that? Because you said that you wanted to get your hand looked at and your foot. Everything okay with your hand and your foot?
Yeah, it's just like impact injuries. Like from I hit the guy so many times. My hand and foot was a little bit sore. I had to take a couple of days off to not punch and not kicking, moving around, work other aspects of my game, go a little bit easier. But worked around. I still had a big camp, a big long camp. I'm in shape. I'm on point right now, and can't wait to do the debut. But as you said about the Contender Series preparing us to the UFC, I actually think it's the pressure on the Contender Series is a little bit bigger, because we work all the way up to the Contender Series. That it's one and done. If we lose, we go back to the back of the line, and we have to work our way up to the UFC. Even if you go with next shot, a straight shot, it's another year. So it's a lot of going on as opportunity. While UFC, you're already here, it feels a little bit more fresh right now. Like, it feels a new beginning.
Okay, yeah. So is it safe to say you feel a little bit more relaxed going into this fight than the Contender Series one too?
100%. I feel lighter. I feel that's a fresh fight, a fresh organization, fresh point on my career. Plus, with the Contender Series, I got a shot in 2022 that I couldn't fight. So I got a good 2 years that I had like 2 fights. So
I noticed that. Yeah, you had like only a few.
Yeah, 2021 was busy. That's how I like to be. 2022, 2023, I have 2 fights. So it's good to finally be busy, have the 3+ months camp. That's perfect. That's how I like 3-4 months to between fights, and more fight. I feel way more used to it, to get more relaxed in the cage. More time goes and not there. The way back is always a little bit more worry for me.
Yeah. Do you know Jasmine Jazz DWCS?
Just online. We share the same management team, but we haven't the chance to meet each other yet.
Okay. I was just mentioning her because when I spoke with her after Contender Series, she said like the same thing. She was really excited to be in the UFC because it was a little hard for her to get fights as well, and she was excited to be active finally. So sounds like same thing for you, huh? In that sense.
Yeah, and also like I think she got to the contract a year before me. So the thing is, like, we were coming from the pandemic. Canada is a big country with not many people, so it was really hard to get fights over there. I pretty much beat up everyone in Canada, and we couldn't get anyone from outside. So I was in a really awkward spot where I had the contender shot. I can't go anywhere. I can't have bring people in, and I had to figure it out and wait and kind of be patient with how I get my fights, but it worked out. I got another fight in between the contenders opportunities, got a win, and I was ready to rock when was goal time in the contender, and be even more ready now.
Right. And I mean, you could probably say it better than me, but who knows, maybe this is better for you. You're a little bit older, but you're in that like perfect age almost where you're not like too young, not too old, but you're in like that nice spot to like start your UFC career, You're like 28, 29?
29, just turned 29 in July. I believe Like, I believe it was ready, but we never know. Like, once we get here, get the lights, we never know what could happen. I only can control what I can control. So in my head, I did what I had to do. That's how it was meant to be, and I won't complain. I would just be grateful that it worked out that way, and maybe that was for the best.
Right. And all right, so let's talk about Mick a little bit. Another opponent, tons of first round finishes. For those that don't know, you've got a ton of first round finishes yourself. So this one's got to be exciting, right? I know the last guy had a lot of finishes too, but this one should be good.
No, but from even stylistic, Mick is a easier guy. He's a guy that slider on his feet. He moves well. He has different kind of combinations, set pieces, and he's definitely a guy that's gonna try to bring the fight to me. I'm confident that he's gonna be on the offense, and that's how I like. I like the back and forth because that's where we get the openings. When the guy's always closed up and defending, it's really hard to find the opening and the opportunities. So it's good to have the back and forth, get the opportunity to get a shot and in and out. So I'm excited for it. I love my counter striking. I love when he's aggressive. That's where I find the openings to shy, and I believe we're gonna get him either early, late on the first or on the second round.
You're thinking about a late first round stoppage, early second round?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what kind of fighter is he? He's mostly like a kickboxer himself?
Yeah, he looks like a lot of those English kickboxers, like quick hands, a lot of low kicks, moving around in circle. Like, that's basic. I still didn't got a chance to see much on the ground. He doesn't have very much ground experience in fight, I want to say. So maybe it's an opportunity that I can test that up. And I know I'd be there. I have a couple of submissions. I'm pretty good on the ground. I have a black belt in BJJ, so that's an option. If I'm banging and have the opportunity to go down, I think I will have a good success over there.
Yeah. Are you a lot bigger than him? What's like the size difference? Have you looked into that at all?
We overall, like, from the UFC statistics, we are same height. He has like 1 inch reach bigger than me, and he's a couple pounds heavier, but I think I move a little bit lighter. And from what I've seen, my frame's a little bit bigger, so like wider shoulders, bigger legs, bigger hands. So it's hard to tell. Like, I think he's putting a little bit more weight than his actual frame should be. So I believe he's gonna gas up quite quicker than I.
Okay, gotcha. And so as far as training camp goes, a lot of people like to kind of ask like how it's been, but obviously you're gonna say it's been good. So I guess, like, is there anything that's happened in training camp, or like any training camp stories, I guess, like takeaways from it, even if it's like you feel more professional focused, like just a training camp takeaway maybe?
Like, overall was great camp. Like, I had to take some time off, especially from kicking. My foot was bothering me in the beginning of camp, so I took a little bit of break. But that helped me to work some more. My left kick always be my bread and butter, so I worked my right leg a little bit more, a couple other combinations, a couple other movement that I could work. So that overall was good. For me, that was an opportunity to work more because I have a 2-year-old son and he just started daycare right after the Contender Series. So open up a chunk of time that I could add an extra session. So my cardio is a little bit better, my conditioning is a little bit better. I'm ready for this fight. I'm ready for this opportunity, and I can't wait to show everyone on Saturday.
Okay, nice. Okay, so you got like a 2-year-old son too, so this is good timing to get in the UFC and start making that real money.
Yep.
And you said you started daycare, so now you got like a couple more hours in the day, right, to train?
Hell yeah. That's about time.
Oh yeah, man. All right, well, we could just wrap it up there then. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'll be looking out for your fight this weekend, and good luck, man.
Thank you, man. It was a pleasure to be here, and I hope we can chat a little more soon.
Yeah, for sure, because, this is just a pre-fight kind of like interview.
100%.
If you get the job done this weekend, I'd love to have you back on. Or, win or lose, it doesn't matter. So, yeah.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Okay, awesome, brother. Well, good luck again, and I'll reach out after the fight then.
Awesome. Sounds great. Take care. Have a good day.